What's up, guys, and welcome back to my reading journey. Hope you're all absolutely fantastic. And today, as usual, we're going to continue the book by Cicero on the ideal orator. It's going to be the 105th part of the second book, so let's get started. The deliberative genre. Now there really seems to be no reason anymore for separate treatment of the rules for advisory speeches or laudatory ones, since they are, for the most part, the same. Even so, it seems to me that giving advice for or against a proposal requires a person of the greatest dignity. For in order to unfold your counsel about affairs of the highest importance, you must be wise, honorable, and a skillful speaker, so that you can look ahead with your mind, win acceptance by your authority, and persuade by your speech. In the Senate, such matters must be handled with less display, for this is a wise counsel, and many others must be given the opportunity to speak. Also, you must avoid any hint of showing off your talent. A public meeting, on the other hand, gives scope for all the force of oratory and requires dignity and variety. Well then, in giving advice, nothing is more desirable than the honorable. For those who think that expediency is called for have their eyes not on what the advisor most wants, but on what is a stronger determinant of his actions. After all, everyone, especially in such an illustrious community as ours, thinks that the honorable is to be pursued above all else. But most often, expediency gains the upper hand when there is an underlying fear that if expediency is neglected, it will not be possible to maintain the honorable either. Now, when there is a conflict between different opinions, this turns either on the question of which alternative is most expedient, or when people agree about this, there can also be a dispute about whether the honorable or the expedient deserves more consideration. These goals often seem at odds with each other. The one who defends expediency will enumerate the advantages of peace, prosperity, power, money, public revenues, military protection, and of everything else whose benefit is measured in terms of expediency, as well as the disadvantages of their opposites. The one who urges us to follow the honorable, on the other hand, will collect examples of glorious deeds that our ancestors performed despite the danger involved, and will amplify the importance of being immortalized by posterity. He will defend the position that expediency springs from what is praiseworthy, and that it is always connected with the honorable. But whichever goal one defends, it is particularly important to ask what can or cannot happen, and also what is or is not necessary. For all deliberation is immediately cut short when people realize that something is impossible, when some necessity is adduced, and the speaker who demonstrates that this is the case while others are blind to it shows the most insight. Alright, guys, so we've done with another part, and obviously we're going to continue tomorrow with the next one. Thank you for joining me today in this reading session. See you tomorrow. Bye.